New this morning out of Hobart, the village is enacting a new ordinance to crack down on e-bikes. This ordinance puts e-bikes into 3 classes depending on how it operates. Class 3 e-bikes, the fastest type, cannot use sidewalks or most public trails unless signs say otherwise. And nobody under 16 can operate one. And no matter what type of bike, anyone under 16 has to wear a helmet when they ride. The rule also bans stunt riding and modified devices that go faster than state limits. Hobart police can now ticket riders, and the village can impound abandoned bikes and scooters.